Right, hi guys, welcome back to episode 13 here at Spen United Creator Club. So, obviously, we are starting the new season, so this is the pre-season tournament. So, I think obviously they're all 3.5 stars. We will, I think obviously we're going with the highest prize money. I think, like most people, we're just going to simulate the pre-season, so I'm not too worried about that. I think I have just actually skipped through that by accident, but I didn't really plan on changing anything anyway, fortunately. I'm not sure why it didn't let me click on it there, but yeah, so we'll have to obviously investigate that for next season, definitely. But I think obviously the difference between League Two, League One, I wasn't going to change the kits. I'm not too worried about the ground as well, really. Obviously, we're only a smallish kind of side, so I'm not going to be going in suddenly having an Old Trafford kind of stadium. So I'm not sure how you actually go into that. I'll have to look back at that actually. This was obviously what the board was coming to us at the end of the last season, saying that the board are delighted with the performance as manager. So the players and staff clearly respect you. Seem to have done an excellent job aligning yourselves with the club's culture on and off the field. So they're happy for us to continue. So obviously we will be going on into this season. So we are going to be playing Charlton Athletic in our side of the draw. So as you can see, we have got a budget of 3.61 million. So yeah, so a decent amount there. We have a quick look at the board of objectives. So the new board of objectives. So obviously the youth development. It's unfortunate that short term have not changed. So obviously we are going to be trying to complete the long term one this year. But yeah, I would have liked the youth, the short term to have done something there, but we don't get that. Brand exposure, get 5 games without defeat in away matches. And we should be able to do that, yeah. So it's not in a row, so yeah, that's not a bad one really. And again with the fund, so we've already completed one of those, so that's just the long term. We need to try and do that this season then really, otherwise we're not going to be getting any new objectives in there. So possibly look to move a few youngsters. 6.9 million's reasonable amount really when you think about it. They are looking for automatic promotion again. So they're looking for back-to-back promotions from us, and again to reach the last 16 stage. So yeah, a bit disappointed there. We've actually not got that many. Obviously, we've got the 2 long-term ones and just this brand exposure. So there's not too much to go on really in the board of expectations, which is disappointing. So yeah, if we have a quick look, 2 of these guys are coming back tomorrow with their last report, so we may as well just skip on and get this last report. Obviously that will also move people out as well, so let's quickly go through training, get rid of the scouts that we have now to pick up better ones. So youth reports, let's have a quick look at these. So Rory Kinsella, so he's 15, but it's too low to start with, so we're just going to reject him. Ross McLean has actually got decent potential there, so his value is not great though, so I think we sign him just off his potential really, and then hopefully we can actually change his position, which will then boost him up. So yeah, I think both of these keepers are just not going to be good enough for us, so we're just going to get rid of them. And Higgins is not going to be good enough either. More no, so quite a poor run of things we've got there. So obviously Tobias has gone out on loan, Parks and Godfrey are both leaving us on transfer. So yeah, so if we have a quick look now into the youth staff, we are going to sack all these. So fire all these 1 stars. Obviously it's going to cost us 9 grand, but I'm not too worried about that. So what we're looking for is 2-star, 2-star. We don't have it at the minute. Do we maybe pick up this lad, obviously from Estonia? Just because obviously it's still only a 1-star, 3-star, so we're not going to get a lot of players, but they're going to be decent players. I think we do. So we're going to go with you. Obviously, it's still working out the same. These are all 1-star, so I don't really want that lightening really. 2-star, 1-star. It's not going to be much better than what we've already got, so it looks like we're going to struggle to pick up anybody at the minute. So I'm going to have to come back to that and just keep an eye on who I can pick up. So like I say, I don't want to be 2-star, 1-star is not really any good to us. Obviously if it's another 1-star, 3-star, that'd be fine, or 2-star, 2-star is ideally what we're looking for. But if we send this lad out now, so if we send him to England, we'll just go 9 months any player, and then at least we've got 1 scout ready and going, and the other 2 is just going to be a play by here, really trying to pick somebody up. And obviously Beard is still in there at the minute, and Lucas, so that is the 2 positions we're looking for really. There's a centre back and a CDM, and then obviously a goalkeeper if we can. But yeah, at the minute obviously we are quite low on numbers. Right, so just going through the development plans. James Small, it's going to take him 246 weeks to become a CDM. So that is not going to be something we're going to be pushing for. So it is going to be a case we're going to have to buy a new CDM. So James Small, like I say, don't think he's saying he's hit his peak as well. So he's somebody we're going to look to move on. I think he is higher rated than Manning on the left side and can play left back. He is obviously predominantly right-footed, so I think we are just going to put him up for sale. So we'll put him on the transfer list. And I've already put on Bobby Phillips, the goalkeeper. And like I say, Stewart, at the minute, he's going to be the backup. We're going to see how Waters, or what happens with Waters really, if we can pick up a new starting goalkeeper. So we are going to need a centre back and a CDM. They are the 2 positions that we're looking for. Smari, like I say, 65. He's going to be pretty good for us there. I've just noticed that Ellis Moss is actually saying that he's hit his peak, so that's going to be a bit of a problem there. I'm not sure if he hadn't hit his peak when he was where he was playing, so that's disappointing. The fact that obviously 61 is going to be his ceiling there, so maybe he is going to have to adjust back to striker at some point. Obviously it can still be used there as a reserve, but yeah. So apart from that then, so we could potentially look on the transfer market and see where players are coming now, but obviously at the minute none of these guys are. Obviously we are just like looking at signing regens only. So yeah, obviously there is now regens filling out these areas, so obviously I can go in, have a look, see if there is any promising centre backs or CDMs. But yeah, join me back in a minute. Right, so I did actually go through all the free agents. I did hire a couple of extra staff, obviously, so we can scout all these guys. So we have a few goalkeepers, well, a couple of keepers that we're scouting from Argentina and from Brazil. Obviously, that Brahim, was already on there, so 56, he's not worth keeping on there really. Yeah, so at the minute, obviously, we've got lots of centre backs that I'm scouting, and left backs as well. And then couple of CDMs that are looking really good. Obviously, have really good stats from what we can see. And then some strikers, but just a case of waiting now, see how they come back. So we have got several players up for sale now. Obviously, Fleming and Small have both been put in this training squad, but we are actually looking to move them both on now. But yeah, first team wise, I think we're pretty solid. Quite happy with that first team, apart from the keeper. And that's what we're going to be pushing on into the season. Obviously, we're going to be going into this friendly. So yeah, we're just going to skip through these games. Obviously, Robinson's out on international duty, so we'll just amend that and then get into the game. Right, so we're going to start pre-season. This is the squad we're going to go with. Obviously, the only change really is that Evan Robinson's come out because he's out on international duty, and Krajcek is going to replace him. So yeah, let's quick sim this. And we start pre-season with a 1-0 defeat. I think vaguely I can remember. I think we lost all our pre-season games last year as well. So obviously, I think we're just carrying on from there. But I'm not too worried. Obviously, money-wise, I guess there is a bit of a incentive there, but it's not something that I'm going to worry about too much. So we're now playing against Charlton Athletic, and they won their first game. So right, so these are the changes. So this is what we're going to go with. Obviously, we've still got a few players out there that are struggling with fitness. But yeah, let's just have a go. And it's a 2-2. So Samare actually getting a brace. So Samare, I think, showing his early promise. Obviously, that's the kind of output we're expecting from him. Right, so we have a transfer offer from Lugano for Archie Beard, which we are going to quickly reject. Like I do say, if we have crazy offers from now on, we are going to have to seriously look at them, but that's a team that I don't really know who they are, or I'm not going to be giving away my players to them. Right, so final game of pre-season, we've had to play Samari out on the right wing for today, just because Krajcek's struggling with fitness, and obviously Robinson is still away, so that's the only real change. But let's get into this, and obviously we need to win. And it's only a draw, so a 0-0 draw. So that will mean that will finish our pre-season. Obviously, a couple of draws this time, which is slightly better than previously. And we do have a transfer offer here from Barrow for Bobby Phillips. So 110,000. I think we do just accept that straight off the bat, and hopefully that goes through. So prize money wise, we've got an additional 387,000. Then we've got Dexter Fleming here. Obviously, it looks like he's reached his peak here, so 64. So he's improved again, but it's not ideal. 64 is not actually as high as we would have liked. So yeah, I guess we keep him on a wide back. So 68 weeks that's going to take. So a long old time for any more growth from the right back. So like I say, if Oscar Wright can now get some game time and really push on, obviously we will play him if he's playing better than Fleming. So Right, welcome back. Obviously, I've been going through training. We've just had a couple of emails that obviously I wanted to let you know about. So, Bobby Phillips has agreed personal terms, so he has gone. We have had an offer here from Tigres for O'Connor, so it's 2.75 million. It's saying we could get up to 4 million, but obviously, Tigres is not the team that we're going to be thinking that we have to sell to. So I think even if obviously I could get 4 million for him, I'm not going to be selling him on. He's obviously been our top scorer, and really done bits for us last season. So I think that's how we're going to go. So yeah, for the rest of this episode, obviously we just have the one game this month. It is going to be Chef Wednesday. Just before we get to that Chef Wednesday game, we'll get to have a look at how we're going with how our scouts are going. Really, obviously, we'll have all of August as well to make those and potentially pick up some players, but it is a very busy month there. So yeah, come back again in a minute, and I'll let you know if there's any more developments. Right, and we're back. So we are it's a few days before the Chef Wednesday game, and we have just had a transfer offer from Portsmouth for Archie Beard. So Portsmouth are currently in the Championship. So is this a case that we have to consider this one? So they're offering 1.65, so that's already 400,000 above his valuation. As you can see, we've rejected a couple of offers already for Archie Beard, but they were from more unknown clubs. It's saying we can get up to 1.8. So, what do you think, guys? Is this something that we need to negotiate? So, obviously, as a player that I don't want to lose. But we did say at the beginning we're going to keep it realistic to the fact of if a team in the division above, obviously we're just moving up into League One, not knowing where we're going to end up in there. Portsmouth, a Championship team, I think they just got promoted. I'm sure they must have got promoted then. So yeah, Championship team. I think we do have to accept or at least negotiate. What do you think, guys? But I am going to leave it there. Obviously, I'll leave it up to you to decide if we do actually follow through with that. And we also just had a notice about Lucas. He's now gone up to 73, but he's saying that that's now his peak. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to leave it there. Obviously, in the background, I've been doing a lot of training and a lot of sorting through the players really to try and obviously keep scouting as many players as we can. There's a lot of players on the scouting at the minute. So that's the only issue really. Obviously, if we do sell Beard, we are going to be then struggling with replacing him. As you can see, we've got a lot of goalkeepers on there, a lot of centre backs as well. So CDMs wise, obviously you've got somebody like this Liam Cartwright here, just 18 years old, he's 70 already. And you can see those stats are amazing. So maybe, obviously defensive awareness is not great, but maybe we could just adjust our system to be a centre mid rather than the CDM. Obviously, we are looking at if we replace Beard, he is the more attacking of the two CDMs. So we could potentially move, because I don't think he's really going to. Straight away, you've got somebody there that could potentially. Oh, he's saying he's not willing to come down to that to move to this league. So even though he's a free agent, obviously he's 70. So that's going to be an issue we are going to find. Obviously, to replace to replace him, we're going to be struggling to actually get that. So yeah, it does say definitely that. So he would have been perfect. But yeah, we are scouting obviously a lot of centre backs. Potentially, you could maybe look at changing one of them into a CDM. Obviously, Reece Bailey there has already got CDM in his locker. He's not the quickest. Possibly is not the answer. Obviously, his passing is not great. He does look like a centre back. But yeah, let me know, guys. Do we have to let Beard go? But yeah, I'll have to leave it there. I don't think there's anything else we're waiting on really, obviously, and then next episode we'll actually get into some games. Obviously we may have to split the episode, split that month, because obviously we've got 2, 4, 6, we've got 7 games there already, and if you factor in that one for Chef Wednesday, so obviously we'll do a half and half there really, and then obviously finish up the window in the second of the 2 episodes. So I think that's what we're going to do. But yeah, write down in the comments, let me know if you think we should at least negotiate for Beard. I think we have to negotiate. I have found that negotiations are rather difficult, so it might be a case that obviously they wouldn't really budge. They're up to 1.65 at the minute. Do we maybe say 2 million to start, and then obviously come down to 1.8 at the minimum, and obviously if they don't budge, then no harm, no foul. But I think that's possibly what I'm leaning towards. But let me know in the comments if you think the same, or Archie Beard, does he deserve to obviously have a season in the League One with us? Obviously you've got to think as well, is League Two last year, would moving up into the Championship be a bit of an unrealistic thing really? But yeah, let me know. Yeah, so like I say, I don't really want to be breaking the wage budget, but if we go into, so it is down to 10,000, so they were asking for more. I think it was asking for like 12,500 before. So obviously we can go in for 6.5 by the looks of that, but increases year, so we will go in and just have a quick, see if we can just extend that up, just so we can get him on, obviously, so he's not going to go through his last year of his contract. So obviously his current wage is 5,800. Like I say, I don't want to go breaking the budget, but at the same time we obviously want to keep this guy on. 73 overall, he deserves a bit of a wage increase. So do we go 6.5, see if he's okay with that? And he is, so happy days. So yeah, it's just about, so we'll try and do the same with Arlo Sharp here as well. Obviously he's on 5,300 at the minute, and like I say, so Owen Lucas is now the leading wage getter at 6.5. So as long as we can go under that, so his starting wage is nine grand now. So it did definitely both come down with their demands since we've got into the new season. It looks like we're going to have to do the same thing. So we've offered him 6, which is accepted, but you don't want to increase his time. This shouldn't be an issue with just increasing his, and there's not. So we have got both of those guys in, and then we'll come back for the next episode. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.